All about Canada for kids. Can you guess what country has the longest street and the longest coastline in the world? Here is a hint. This country is located just north of the United States. Any guesses? That's right, it is Canada, and today we are going to learn more interesting facts about this cool country. Canada is the second largest country by area in the world, with Russia being the largest. It spans across almost 700 miles and 6 time zones, though it is home to only around 1/2% of the world's total population. That is a lot of land and not a lot of people. Canada is divided into 10 provinces and 3 territories. The capital city is Ottawa, Ontario. The largest city is Toronto, Ontario. Here's an interesting fact. Montreal, Quebec is the second largest city in Canada and is also a major seaport. It is one of the biggest French-speaking cities in the world. Nearly half of the people in Canada have British ancestors and almost 1/4 have French ancestors. There are also small groups of First Nations people and Inuit who live there. English and French are both the official languages of Canada. Canada is the northernmost country on the North American continent, sitting just above the continental United States, with the state of Alaska on its northwestern border. It is surrounded by 3 oceans, the Pacific, Atlantic, and Arctic, along with the Labrador Sea. Terrain and climate of Canada. Canada's terrain features mountains, plains, lakes, rivers, and forests. In the very northern part of the country, it is pretty much just ice, snow, and glaciers. Here's an interesting fact. The Canadian Shield, a hilly area in northern Canada filled with lakes and swamps, is home to some of the oldest rock on Earth. And here's a bonus fact. Canada's lakes and rivers contain 20% of all fresh water on Earth. Whoa! Canada's climate varies because the country is so big, but most regions have very long, cold winters. The mildest temperatures are found near the Pacific coast. Animals that live in Canada, animals like bears, wolves, beavers, deer, moose, mountain lions, lynx, and bighorn sheep can all be found in Canada's forests. Its prairies are home to bison and pronghorn antelope. Musk ox, caribou, Arctic foxes, snowy owls, and even polar bears live in the frozen north. There are also a lot of salmon and other types of fish. Canada has 41 national parks and 3 conservation areas throughout the country. The history of the country. The first people to come to Canada arrived between 1500 and 3000 years ago. They used a land bridge that joined Asia and North America. For thousands of years, the Inuit lived in northern Canada, and other First Nations peoples like the Métis lived in the south. Around 1000 CE, Viking explorer Leif Erikson arrived in Newfoundland, Canada, but he and his fellow travelers did not stay in the area. By the 1600s, both French and British colonizers arrived, each set on claiming the land for themselves. Here's an interesting fact. In 1608, explorer Samuel de Champlain founded the city of Quebec, which was France's first permanent Canadian colony. After lots of fighting between the French and the British, culminating during the French and Indian War in 1763, Britain claimed Canada as part of the British Empire. The area the French had previously controlled became the province of Quebec. Settlers moved westward, similar to what was happening in the United States. Settlers began to move westward, displacing indigenous peoples along the way. By the 1930s, Canada included the provinces of Prince Edward Island, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, and the Yukon and Northwest Territories. In 1982, the British government granted Canada control over its constitution, effectively making it an independent country. The British monarch is still considered the ceremonial head of state, though. Today, people travel from all around the world to ski, explore, and see natural wonders like Niagara Falls, the largest waterfall by volume in the world, and the Rocky Mountains at Banff National Park. Sounds like a really cool place to visit. Review of the facts. Okay, we've talked about lots of fascinating facts about the second largest country in the world. Let's test our knowledge. True or false? Canada has two national languages. True, they are French and English. Fill in the blank. One of the most popular tourist attractions in Canada is Falls, which is the largest waterfall in the world. Answer, Niagara. Name one of the oceans that border Canada. Possible answers, Pacific, Atlantic, or Arctic. Great job, friends. Canada is a vast country filled with natural wonders and an array of animals. It's no wonder so many people travel there to see all of the amazing things Canada has to offer. Maybe you have already been to Canada, or maybe you will visit one day. No matter what, it is a country with an interesting history and a bright future. Hope you had fun learning with us. Visit us at LearnBright.org for thousands of free resources and turnkey solutions for teachers and homeschoolers.